My name is Serhii Pukhov. I'm a musician and I'm also a software engineer. I'm located in Kiev. However, I was born and raised in Chernihiv. It's in the north of Ukraine. And basically, that's who I am.
Welcome to Ukraine.
Hello, this is Joe Lindsley in Lviv, Ukraine, and this is episode 5 of Why Does Music Matter? In this session, I speak with Serhii Pukhov, a bass player and songwriter with the band Dity Inzheneriv, meaning Children of Engineers. I first became acquainted with their music a few weeks ago when I saw the cover art for their new single, Textbooks. It's an image of the cartoon character Winnie-the-Pooh in the red and yellow colors of the Chinese Communist flag. For those who know, Winnie-the-Pooh is a very provocative symbol. It's banned in China because for a long time dissidents have used images of the cartoon character to express their disdain for President Xi Jinping, who many think resembles the chubby cartoon character. As Serhii explained to me, he wrote the song with the mission first, it's in the Ukrainian language, the mission to remind Ukrainians of their 2014 Revolution of Dignity, where they stood in the streets until the pro-Moscow regime fled to Russia. They successfully secured their nation and their rights and liberties during that time, and he wants Ukrainians to stand with those who do not have the same liberties today, especially the people in Hong Kong and the Muslim Uyghur people of northwest China. You can read more about the philosophy behind the song Textbooks at lvivlab.com, and we'll play the song for you at the end of this podcast. But for now, we begin with the simple question of Serhii Pukhov: why does music matter?
Good music for me makes my life run much smoother. I would say it's. I can draw the similarity for my personal life when I go outside of my apartment, and when it's sunny day, I don't feel like I'm living in this post-Soviet district with everything made of concrete, of 50 shades of gray, and but when it's not sunny, when it's, let's say, cloudy and rainy, and sorry for for this like childish comparison, but it's really depressive, and you need to find a way to fight with that. And especially for me, music really helps me, because if I need to get from point A to point B, I always use my headphones, and it's not a big challenge anymore, if you know what I mean.
Is there, and in such a moment, let's say you walk outside and it's a great day, is there always some particular type of music you go toward, or does it change?
Actually, not really, because somehow my moods might change even when everything is well, and somehow I want to listen to System of a Down at this point, but I don't see correlation right now.
And we were talking earlier about your previous single that you released, dedicated to Chester Bennington and of Lincoln Park, and how and you talked about how someone said after he died, and many people probably said this, but he got them through sort of a crappy time when they were kids in school. I was thinking of the Ukrainian musician Mishko Barbara, who, after he died, so many people said that his music got them through the 90s. How can you think about it, as you? I mean, your band, and please pronounce the name of your band because I will screw it up. Dity Inzheneriv.
Yeah, almost. Dity Inzheneriv. It's like Kids of Engineers.
Kids of Engineers, and what you explained to me is you want your music to be kind of grounded in this like sort of hard work ethic, people that come into life without great privilege, and in your single, which you just released earlier this month, the name is the Ukrainian word for textbooks, and it's the album cover is You can see a little bit of Winnie-the-Pooh, which for those who follow the situation in China know that that's now a banned symbol in China. It's become sort of a symbol of those who protest the Communist Party regime in Beijing. And it started off as a joke and a meme. People thought that the President Xi of China looks like Winnie the Pooh, and you're not allowed to make fun of him. And so your new album cover, or your single cover, is a picture of Winnie the Pooh, and the song Textbooks is, as we talked about before, is written in solidarity with the Uyghur people, for example, in China, who've been oppressed, the people of Hong Kong, also the people who are suffering in Belarus, and it's written from sort of Ukrainian heart that has been through some of that stuff. You guys had a revolution just 7 or 8 years ago, but can you talk about, what, maybe specifically in relation to that song Textbooks, how, what was your motivation in writing that, and do you want a music like that to have some effect on people's lives?
Yeah. So as a band that represents punk rock genre, we inherited a couple things from punk rock. First is that we are trying to fight bullshit in any ways that we can, and currently we are trying to do our impact using music. And the second part that we inherited from punk rock is that your will to play is much more than your physical ability to play, because as I say, we are, as our band's name say, we are kids of engineers, and it also implies on that we are also some kind of engineering, and it's our main part of our lives, and we are amateur musicians. We actually, only one person from our band went to music school. It's our vocalist. That's why actually I believe that's why people love us, because we have really good vocals. And for everyone else, we were just students that were trying to fight depression with self-expression, if you know what I mean. Yeah, we are as good as we are. I know something that we lack. We are not really high-skilled musicians, but we create music that we love, and we make simple music that all other people also love, and I think it's beautiful.
And how? I think you probably gave us a good definition there, but one more. How would you define punk music in general, or punk rock, whichever one you wish to define yourselves as? What is it?
Okay, let's start from punk music, and talking about history that I know regarding punk music. It was the exceptional case in music, or one of the exceptional cases in music, when oppressed people had a voice. It's like the invention of rap, when also oppressed people had a voice. It's the same for punk rock, when people who usually are misfits, I believe it's the correct term, they have a chance to talk about the problems, or even not only their problems, but the society problems. And for me, this is what punk started from. And talking about punk rock is just a continuation of this genre with mix of rock. And for me, it's the difference is that it's more, I would say it's a bit more calm and much more well-mannered than the original punk. And
a bit more calm and much more,
I would say it's more well-mannered, because I'm still looking for a better word to describe, but that's how it is. So yeah, for me, I started listening to punk rock when I was 10 years old, and I started from Offspring. And from Offspring, I really loved how they sound both aggressive and depressive. Like especially their early albums that people right now prefer not to listen, because in the middle of their career they started to be more pop punk, I would say. they also have great hits, but they really conquered my heart with their early albums like 1992 Ignition. And yeah.
Is there? I wonder. Do you see yourselves as your band as Dity Inzheneriv as pretty unique in Ukraine, or is there a growing sort of movement, of or is there any kind of movement of indie punk rock in Ukraine? Yeah.
I see the uniqueness in the punk rock because right now I don't hear about many people trying to give this genre a chance, because what I believe, first of all, we are living in a good time when Ukrainian music is literally brought up from the knees, because previously we had a lot of impact from every other country, but not Ukraine in terms of music. And right now, for the last decade, I would say we are trying to raise our music by applying many different obligations to radio stations, which are kind of debatable, but we right now have an option of a part of music that is on the radio right now should be Ukrainian, like some exact percentage, which is almost half, I would say, which is great because right now radio stations have to find this music, and this is a great chance for small musicians to grow, and for all musical industry in Ukraine to grow. Because previously, if you know that me as a Ukrainian, when I know that a person in Ukraine is a musician, it's something that you realize that this person is struggle, because it's really hard to at least make money in music in Ukraine. And right now, at least people are receiving at least self-expression. I still believe it's really hard to make money in music in Ukraine, maybe not only in Ukraine, but there is some gain of popularity of Ukrainian music, and that's great. And but talking back about your question, there is not much people that want to talk about the problems, unfortunately. There are still some, and I really hope that people still can use music as let's say as a resource for impact of good impact on people. I recently saw a Ukrainian performer which released a song about corruption. It's also kind of debatable, and it's not the genre that I would like to listen, but I'm really happy that it's happening. I'm really happy that the things that is a problem is brought up, and I think it's great.
And what is your new single? But and if you could say the name, I'm not going to screw it up again. If it's textbooks, the title in Ukrainian is.
It's Підручники. First of all, since I'm writing songs in Ukrainian, I am focusing on the Ukrainian audience, and that's our focus as a band. And we never tended to get any other audience, but the main focus is to describe the problem for people, and the second very important thing is at least to I believe even if you write a song in Ukrainian, but you write it with the intention that you had, it may have at least some impact on some Chinese people that suffer, or at least on people that suffer from other regimes. And as they say, if I made the life of one person better, it's still better than nothing. And that's one point. And from another point, in this song, we try to describe different problems related with China, and especially related with violations of human rights. And basically, it also implies on many other countries, and it also is still relevant for our country. We still have a lot to learn on every situation that happens in the world, and yeah.
Great, man. Dude, great to meet you. And I'm inspired by what you guys are doing. So anything I can do to help tell the story, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. You also, I must say, you inspired us a lot, because when you contacted, I shared this to our band, and they were really excited. And thank you for your time, and thank you for helping us bringing this idea into the world.
Thank you so much for listening. That was Serhii Pukhov with the band Dity Inzheneriv. And as we close here, we're going to play the full song, textbooks in the Ukrainian language. It's Підручники. So enjoy that. And for more information on Dity Inzheneriv, and to hear other podcasts and read other stories from the Lviv Lab for the Activation of Democracy, you can visit our website, lvivlab.com. That's LVIVLAB.com. Again, this is Joe Lindsley in Lviv, Ukraine, and here is the song Textbooks by the band Dity Inzheneriv.